The soil whisperer. I remember the day like it was yesterday. The day that shattered my world and set me on a path I never imagined. I stood in front of the academic review board, my heart pounding, my hands trembling as I presented my groundbreaking research on regenerative agriculture. The room was filled with the most respected minds in environmental science, their faces etched with skepticism. I could see the doubt in their eyes, the smirk on their lips. And then, the verdict came down like a guillotine. "Your research is flawed, Dr. Elena Carter," said Professor Harold, the head of the board, his voice dripping with condescension. "Regenerative agriculture is a primitive concept, a relic of the past. It's unscientific, unprofitable, and quite frankly, a waste of our time and resources. We cannot, in good conscience, endorse this nonsense." The room erupted in laughter. My colleagues, my mentors, the people I had looked up to, all joined in the mockery. I felt my face burn with humiliation, my dreams crumbling to dust. But the worst part was the betrayal, the realization that the people I trusted, the people I believed in, had just stabbed me in the back. I left the university that day with nothing but my dignity and a burning resolve. I was done with academia, done with their narrow-mindedness and their refusal to see the potential in something new. If they wouldn't listen, if they wouldn't believe, then I would show them. I would prove them wrong, no matter what it took. I moved to a small, forgotten town in the heart of the countryside. The land was barren, the soil depleted, the crops struggling to survive. It was the perfect place to start. I bought a small plot of land, just enough to begin my experiment. I worked day and night, pouring every ounce of my knowledge, every drop of my sweat into the soil. I planted cover crops, introduced compost, and used natural methods to restore the land. I was a soil whisperer, coaxing life back into the earth. The locals thought I was crazy. They laughed at me, called me a fool, a dreamer. But I didn't care. I had a mission, a purpose. I was going to prove that regenerative agriculture was not only possible, but necessary. I was going to save the earth, one plot of land at a time. Years passed, and my small plot of land began to thrive. The soil, once lifeless, was now teeming with microorganisms. The crops, once struggling, were now abundant and healthy. Word spread, and soon people from all over the country were coming to see the miracle I had created. They were amazed, inspired, and most importantly, they believed. But the greatest test was yet to come. The day I decided to return home, to face the people who had betrayed me, who had laughed at me, who had told me I would fail. I wanted them to see what I had become. I wanted them to witness the fruit of my labor, the proof of my success. I arrived at the university on a sunny afternoon, the campus bustling with students and faculty. I walked into the same room where I had been humiliated all those years ago. The room was filled with people, all turned to look at me as I entered. There was a moment of silence, a moment of recognition, and then the gasps. "Elena?" Professor Harold's voice was barely a whisper. He looked at me, his eyes wide with disbelief. "What are you doing here?" I smiled, a smile of triumph, of vindication. "I'm here to show you what you missed, Professor. I'm here to show you the future." I invited them to come with me, to see for themselves the transformation I had wrought. We drove to my land, the land that had once been barren, the land that was now a thriving ecosystem. As we walked through the fields, the professors and the students looked around in awe. They saw the healthy crops, the vibrant soil, the abundance of life. They saw the proof of my success. Professor Harold was the first to speak. His voice was trembling, his eyes filled with tears. "Elena, I was wrong. I'm so sorry. I didn't believe in you, and I was wrong." I looked at him, my heart filled with a sense of peace, of closure. "It's okay, Professor. You weren't the only one who didn't believe. But look around you. Look at what we can achieve when we dare to dream, when we dare to challenge the status quo." The students were inspired. Their eyes filled with hope and determination. They saw in me a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of belief and perseverance. They saw the future, and they wanted to be a part of it. As I stood there, surrounded by the fruits of my labor, I felt a sense of accomplishment, of fulfillment. I had proven them wrong. I had reclaimed my integrity. I had shown the world the power of regenerative agriculture. But more than that, I had shown myself. I had shown myself that I was capable of greatness, that I was worthy of success. I returned home that day with a heart full of joy, a heart full of peace. I had faced my demons, I had overcome my past, and I had emerged victorious. I was no longer the girl who had been mocked and ridiculed. I was Elena Carter, the soil whisperer, the pioneer of regenerative agriculture, and I was just getting started. As I looked out at the horizon, at the endless possibilities that lay before me, I knew that this was only the beginning. I had a mission, a purpose. I had a world to save, and I was ready to do it, one plot of land at a time.